Girl with the back looks lovely, like she ain't never looking like your ting. Bobo stay busy in a bando, and he told me it's getting all bored.
That was the amazing J1 documentary, the mini documentary courtesy of Plus44. Make sure you follow the playlist and all their socials to stay up to date with all things related to Plus44. And coming up a bit later, we have the Brits Top Table with MasterCard, a new podcast that's very, very exciting. We'll see that in a bit later. But first, Coach Party are coming up. The breakthrough four-piece from the Isle of Wight who take inspiration from the likes of Wolf Alice and The Strokes and Tame Impala. It's an exciting trio of bands to be compared to, and they've been described as undeniably catchy and indie's new heroes. Their debut EP, After Party, came out last week and has already caused a storm across the industry. And tonight we'll be seeing a specially recorded performance of every single track from that EP. So what an absolute treat that's going to be. But right now, please welcome, live and direct, it's Coach Party. Hello guys, how are you doing?
Hey Jack.
Hi.
Hello. Yeah, we're good.
There's a dog. There's a dog.
Yeah, there's
Introduce
Harry.
the dog, please. I'd like to know Harry, wonderful. Nice to meet you, Harry. I'm also a big fan of Staffordshire Bull Terriers.
Cool.
Well, it's your lucky day.
It really is. So, your debut EP, After Party, has been out for about a week now. How does it feel to have it out? How does it feel? What's the response been like?
Yeah, it's been pretty wild actually. We didn't really know what to expect, but we've had some amazing support from you guys with Amazon Music and Radio 1 and Radio 6 and stuff like that. It's just been like a barrage of what seems like good luck.
How long do you feel like you've been waiting for everybody to hear this?
God, there's a few songs on there that we've had for quite a while, like when we first started playing live, but they just weren't quite ready as songs. So when we finished them, and we finished them whilst we were recording After Party, and it really just made sense that they sat perfectly on this EP.
Yeah, nice. Well, we're going to be hearing a specially recorded live performance of every track on the EP, which I'm very, very excited about. We're starting off with Everybody Hates Me. So would you like to tell us a little bit about that track before we see that performance?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's quite self-explanatory. Of the title it's not a play on words or anything like that. It's just about those times when you feel like your friends and the people around you who, you know, they do love you, but you feel like at times, do they actually hate me? Am I just here because I'm like crashing the party?
Have I been here long enough now that I'm just sort of part of the furniture, but really everybody wishes I wasn't here?
Yeah, you got it. That's the vibe.
It's got to be. I mean, it's nice to hear songs about such weird, unique, specific experiences that all human beings have, because I think something like that feels like something that only you feel, but it's nice to know that it's kind of a universal thing in a way. It's kind of comforting.
Yeah, it's definitely comforting. It's good that we can all sort of talk about it as well. So like when Jess or myself are having like real bad anxiety in the studio, it's always a bit comforting to be like, oh, okay, you feel the same way.
I'm like, Steph, do you think everybody hates you?
Well, here it is, everybody. Here's Everybody Hates Me on the Amazon Music Sessions.
This one is called Everybody Hates Me.
I wish I had your face and your fucking personality. Everybody hates me.
Everybody Hates Me by Coach Party on the Amazon Music Sessions. We're talking to Coach Party now on the show. How did it feel to be able to do a performance? Have you been able to do anything like that for the past year or so?
We've done quite a few like live sort of home sessions, just for like different people. But that's the first time we've like all gone and played together in that sort of format in about like a good year, I'd say.
Wow. So even when you've been doing other live performances like live streams and things like that, you've been in separate places?
Yeah, so or like a lot of the time, because we did a lot of recording, so we're kind of isolating together a lot, but a lot of them were like 2 of us in one place, 2 of us in the other, which is like ideally, I don't think any of us enjoyed it that much compared to getting in the room together and doing it the good old-fashioned way.
Did it change your guys' plans this last year? Did you have an idea of what 2020 was supposed to be for you as a band? Did you veer into a different plan quite easily, or was that quite a struggle?
We definitely had a plan. We had a lot of live shows. It would have been an amazing festival season for us, because it was towards the end of 2019 that we met our manager, met Chess Club, our label, and all the rest of it, and it all came together so fast. And we did this one gig in Hamburg at the beginning of last year, and that to us was like the beginning of this incredible year for us. And then the obvious things happened, and we, on the one hand, we wonder what would have happened if we'd had that extra year of development, being able to play live and stuff. But at the same time, if you'd have told us back then that now we'd be live streaming with Amazon Music and being, support from Radio 1 and signed to Chess Club, we would have taken it. So it's a funny one. Don't really know what to make of it.
Yeah. You kind of, both things can exist at the same time. The idea that like you've had to grieve this idea of what year you wish you'd kind of had, but also the results, the end thing hasn't been too bad either.
No, I think it's definitely been like a really important year of reflection, because I think it hit us all pretty hard that we had to reschedule, or if not cancel, everything. And I can probably speak on all of us when I say we didn't expect to still be here a year later in lockdown, not being able to gig. So yeah, it's just been an amazing year to sort of think about what we've achieved and to not mourn what we haven't had.
Yeah, and so what did you do with the time then? How did you pivot, and how did it change what your plans were as a band? What did you end up using that time to do?
I guess just like writing constantly, really, for another record. So it's been...
So did you have the EP ready already?
So the After Party that's just come out was all kind of written, like at least the majority of it was kind of written before we went into the first lockdown. And then having all that like time on our hands, it was just the perfect excuse to finish off writing what we needed to and just go and record, like lock ourselves away for 2 months and go and spend all our time and focus on it, which was like normally, like none of us would have that opportunity. We all kind of still work like jobs in our spare time, and so it was a weird sort of blessing in a way.
Totally. I was having this conversation with a friend of mine recently who's a musician who has a part-time job in a pub, and I just think it's an interesting thing at the moment that musicians and artists who are getting radio play and support from great companies and big companies, there's an impression that, oh, you've made it. But actually the reality at the moment is very much still that just because you're getting all this support doesn't necessarily mean that you're a full-time or able to be a full-time musician.
No, I think that's exacerbated by the fact that we can't do the live thing, that we're not be able to tour. And for the last 5 years plus, the way that bands like us have been able to generate some kind of income is through selling tickets, selling merch at gigs, and stuff like that. So like the consuming the like recorded music now is almost serves as like I don't know, like an advert to come and see us live to help us keep being a band. Yeah, so well, I guess that's that.
It's hard. It's hard.
Totally. It is hard. That's kind of what I wanted to bring up, actually, because I don't think it's talked about enough, especially on a show like this. I think it's important to sort of mention the reality of situations. Yeah, it's difficult, but I'm so glad that you've been able to sort of keep at it and make your debut record, and the fact that it's just come out is a great success, and I congratulate you. Let's hear another performance from you. The next song is called Can't Talk, Won't Tell. No, Can't Talk, Won't Tell Us About It is what it says in the script. So I just messed that up. Embarrassing.
No, I prefer that. That's cooler. I think Can't Talk, Won't. Whilst we wrote it, it was back when things were completely normal, and it was having that mundane thing about like. So we, like we said, we still all work, and it's just like waking up. And this sounds, really ungrateful. But when you work full time, you just sometimes wake up and think, Christ, is this it? And we've just put that into a song where like life can be mundane, and it can be just a little bit like, I don't know, one level. And it's not that you want to like end your life because you're depressed. It's because you're just like, well, where does it get better? I don't know. Describing the songs makes me feel like I'm a pessimist, and maybe I am. So yeah,
we'll talk about the songwriting stuff a little bit later, but I think it's interesting that this stuff sort of subconsciously comes out of you. But yeah, I think that like, the operating on a low hum, the idea that like, I'm not one or the other. Again, it's like one of those very specific human feelings that I don't often hear explored. People often go for the sort of the big emotions, but this feels like a more sort of small one that feels very, very personal. But I think it is a universal thing again.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time we do have that said about us, and kind of we take it as a huge compliment that people say that our lyrics are basically just that they're relatable and they're not over the top or dramatic. It's just like, this is how we feel, and we reckon a lot of other people feel the same way. Let's
take a listen to the song now. This is Can't Talk, Won't on the Amazon Music Sessions. Enjoy.
This song is called Can't Talk, Won't. Did you not
Can't Talk, Won't on the Amazon Music Sessions. We're joined on the show by Coach Party. Guys, we've had a fair few questions in already. My favourite so far from the user Crazy About Cats and You is asking, will Harry be going on tour with you?
I think I'd love him to. I really would, but I guess it's venue dependent, really. We've taken him to a couple of gigs before, and he's been really good. So maybe he could be a van.
I want to see him crowd surfing.
Yeah.
I'll just chuck him out.
It's like the beginning of School of Rock, just him just...
He makes his own like circle pit when we do rehearsals.
Yeah.
So like if we know it's going really well because he's like doing his own.
Yeah, he could be
Some
our
circle.
like instigator
Yeah.
of like the mosh.
Yeah.
Love that. So we mentioned your debut EP early on, which is After Party, which is out now, came out last week. Did you feel any amount of pressure to get this like perfect in your eyes, like to represent you as a band? Like, here we are, this is what it's supposed to be. Was that difficult for you to try and figure out what that was?
Do you know what? I think we made a real effort to not, it's kind of an oxymoron, but we made a real effort to not overthink it and not overproduce it or anything like that, because of anything that we've done before After Party. I think we maybe were guilty of not putting too much in, but we definitely didn't sound like us live. And one thing that we really wanted to do was just sound like the band in the room with maybe a couple of extra sparkly bits. And we just wanted to be that confident and say, this is our songs and this is how we play them.
Is that a conscious thing then? Do you think about somebody's going to listen to this and then they're going to come see us live, and if we sound too different, because that's always disappointing, isn't it, when somebody can't represent what you've heard on the record live?
Yeah, I think you was kind of go down that route of and you have to start thinking about, how are we going to replicate like this part or that part, and like are we going to have to get like other like get other people in to like come and help us out, and I think it takes away from some of the magic of like the four of us just playing, and we kind of we care about it, so I think it comes across more when it's like
Definitely
just us.
And Guy, am I right in thinking that you recorded it, produced it and mixed it just on your own?
Well, I so I have my own studio, which obviously makes sense for us to use because we have the freedom to use it on the days that we feel creative, and it doesn't matter if we do a long day or a short day and stuff like that. So and I mean, on a technical level, I do take the reins in, I guess, producing it, and some of the difficult decision making would sometimes come to me. But just because we all have our own job and our own thing that we trust each other on, and I guess mixing it and producing it is something that is my job, and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It can be difficult working on your own, something that you're a part of. Sometimes I just like pretend that I'm not in the band and think, well, if I wasn't the drummer, what would I do here? So that's what gets me out of those situations.
The sort of kill your darlings type of thing. Like, I know we spent a lot of time recording this and making sure we got this right, but actually it's not working as part of the whole piece. Yeah,
there's definitely times that we've collectively thought, okay, this isn't going the way we planned. Let's start again, rewrite a verse or anything like that. And we're not afraid to do that. We'll just, and it's not ever been that one of us just like throws a fit and says, no, I don't like it anymore, let's start again. We're on the same page with that kind of thing. It's unspoken that we'll just kind of go, if we're not all feeling it, even if just one of us isn't feeling it, we all pick up on it and go, okay, well, if Joe doesn't like it, then he's probably right. There must be something wrong with it, and we figure it out. And then it turns out Joe was right, and we've made it a bit better.
Thanks.
Well done,
that sounds
Joe.
like a good dynamic to have with each other, that you're able to have those sorts of difficult conversations without anybody feeling like they're being, I don't know, like insulted or unappreciated by like something in it not working. It's nice that you're able to sort of come out of that.
Yeah, I think like we've all been friends now for like a really long time before even like playing music together. So like we're really pretty comfortable, just not sugarcoating. Not that we're like horrible
Yeah,
to each other.
but I think that's really, really like difficult. I think for a group of people to discover that. So I think you should like appreciate that. Like it's a real like good quality to have as a band.
Yeah, I think like me and Steph spoke about the other day, you have to be honest, because when it's out there and it's you can't take it down, you're always going to think, even if it doesn't sound bad or wrong, even if you just have that one bit, you're always going to forever go, I wish I just said that. And that's what we're understanding with. We just know that we need to say that, and like you said, by saying it, no one is going to take it personally.
And on that note, are there any songs on the EP that you were nervous about releasing? Were there any that surprised you?
I don't think so. Not for me, anyway.
No, I think one of the surprises has been that a lot of people have. There's one song called "Sweetheart" that a lot of people have. It's not a single, and a lot of people got in touch to say that, I love that track, "Sweetheart," and it's just not any. It's not any sort of singly track. It's quite unconventional, and it's and we all love it, but we were surprised that other people loved it so much.
Well, we're closing with that one, but the next track is Really Okay on My Own. Is there anything you'd like to say about that, or should we talk about it afterwards?
Yeah, let's talk about it afterwards.
All right, let's see it. There's enough talking. Let's see a performance. This is Really Okay on My Own on the Amazon Music Sessions. Enjoy!
I turn up late again, upset all of my friends. I always laugh it off, normally that's enough. It's not enough. My face is always in yours, all we do is stay indoors. I don't want to make time for anyone else. Does she even know that we will be
I tried to do the thing and I didn't get the timing right. Whatever. Really Okay on My Own by Coach Pot on the Amazon Music Sessions. So tell me a little bit about that song. What's it about for you? Why did you write it?
So I think it really resonates with us because where we live on the Isle of Wight, there's this whole stigma when you grow up that to be anyone, to make it in whatever field, you have to move off. And I think, when you grow up, you have friendships, relationships, and if one of you wants to stay and one of you wants to go, it's that conflict, isn't it? Like, you're going to be okay on your own. Am I okay on my own? But you're also like, I still really want to be with that person because I don't know whether I'm going to be okay on my own. So it's just about taking like a leap of faith and trusting your gut, your intuition, and knowing you're going to be fine.
And how do you feel about that, what you called a stigma of being from the Isle of Wight and that pressure to feel like you have to leave in order to make it in whatever field it is? Like, how do you feel about that?
I guess it's scary because it is what we all think and worry about, and it's like you don't know. You could stay here. People stay here and have and achieve everything they ever want to achieve. Some people go and it ruins their life, and vice versa. And I guess the thing you got to do is just trust that. I don't know, not trust. You just got to make the best of your own decisions and trust in your decisions.
If you work hard, you're always going to achieve what you want, or something around that bubble.
Yeah, we'll put that on a pillow and
Yeah.
sell that as your money.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I think as well that in today's world, with the internet and everything, you kind of can achieve the things that you want to do from anywhere. You don't necessarily need to be in a certain place anymore.
Yeah, I think this last year's proved that even more so. I think we
exactly
wouldn't be in the sort of position we are now without social media and
I mean, look what we're doing right now.
Yeah, stuff like this and that whole wave of everything going online, kind of forced to go online. I feel like it might just stick around a bit anyway because
some stuff is definitely going to change.
Yeah.
But let's not be in.
All right, let's talk about music videos now. We heard your track earlier, Everybody Hates Me, which is a clip that we have to show on this show. Is there anything you'd like to say about it before we see it, or should we talk about it afterwards again?
Probably that Daniel Bawley is one of the greatest directors to ever walk the earth.
Yeah, we've done all of our stuff bar one video just because he was unavailable working with God or someone.
Nick Jonas.
He's just so good at getting the best out of us and just understanding who we are. He kind of pushes towards the out of your comfort, but in a way that's exciting and new rather than scary. He understands what he can and can't ask us to do, and I don't know. He just makes us look like rock stars.
Yeah, he's definitely made us feel more confident. Every shoot we've gone and done with him, we can kind of turn up now and know what we need to do and what we need to do to make it look good in his eyes anyway.
Great. Well, let's take a look at the clip now and talk about it more afterwards. This is Everybody Hates Me.
You think I'm the problem, I think you might be right. Everybody hates me. I'm boring and unhappy. I really lack affection. I'm jealous and controlling. Everybody hates me. I'm boring and unhappy. I really lack affection. I'm jealous and controlling.
Wow. That was great. So when you're coming up with something like that, I mean, how does the concept get agreed upon? Do you have a lot of say in that, or do you hand it off to what was the director's name again? Sorry.
Daniel Broadley. He tends to we love to leave him to it until it's our time to have input. He's very connected to the songs that he works on, so he'll listen to the song and come up with like just this brilliant idea, put it in this like PDF that looks as beautiful as the video does, and we all read it on WhatsApp and go, oh my god, this is going to be the best thing ever. Thank you, Dan. And then we go and film it. We have very little need to say, oh actually can we do it like this. We just love his ideas and we go and smash it.
Wonderful. I just on a personal sort of note, the bit when you guys are in the television and you're leaning on the television, how is that achieved? Is that a digital effect that's happened there, or is that something where you've recorded it and then how does that work?
I think from what I remember, so Jess is like leaning over the TV, and there's like the main like big camera focused on Jess's face, and that is fed through into the television, I think. Yeah, and then that is recorded again. So it's just like a continuous loop thing. Yeah, it's pretty nuts watching them figure that out.
It's a cool effect. The next song that we're going to be hearing from you is called Crying Makes Me Tired. Again, should we just watch it and then talk about it?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
You all seem to be nodding. Yeah, let's do it. Here we go. Enjoy, everybody. This is Crying Makes Me Tired. It does.
That's good, isn't it? You hear that? You're a keep it fast.
I absolutely love that one. And I've also just noticed that somebody called B Call in the comments in the chat has said, just book tickets to see them.
Wow.
Yes.
You're the one.
Yeah.
One more.
Yeah. We'll do this every week then.
And hopefully you'll just come away with one more ticket sold and eventually we'll have a full venue.
Fingers
It's the
crossed.
plan.
So I want to talk about songwriting and influences. Guy, you mentioned that you take the lead on the production side of it. How does the rest of it work with you guys and the dynamic? Who takes the lead on the lyrics or the instrumentation? Like how does that work with you guys? How do you collaborate?
So it varies as we write more and more. The process becomes more varied. So sometimes we might just get into a room together for rehearsal, and it turns out that we inadvertently write a song, and it happens in 10 minutes. But more often than not, Jess and or Joe will bring in an idea that's either like 10% there or 50% there or all there. And then we just chip away at it. We get into a rehearsal room and play through it. We record a demo that might have some blanks, and then we just get a pad and paper and we just scribble out ideas until we have like the missing verse that we're happy with. It's all very hands-on like that. We don't tend to do too much of it like on a computer or like programming stuff or anything. We just play until it's as good as we can get it in the rehearsal room, and then we tweak with pens and paper.
So it really is like you will be together when you're doing this. You don't have moments where you're off, maybe writing something alone and then bringing it. How does it build? Like, is that something you genuinely do all together all the time?
I think we all like naturally would go away, and I think we all enjoy like songwriting in our own like different ways. And even if it's like stuff that we wouldn't even like present to the other three, depending who it is, like just might not be right for us. But the process, like it's always, someone will always start with, it can be like the smallest idea, but to get to that like that sort of end point, or even just the point of like, cool, we're ready to go in and record this and we're all happy with it. I think it always has to be built kind of by the four of us. Otherwise it doesn't really happen.
Yeah. Okay, I get you. What about the next track that we're going to be hearing, which is called I'm Sad? Do you remember where it began and how close that initial inspiration was to the end product? Was there a big shift in that one?
This one was pretty difficult, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember you bringing, I think it was just the chorus, right? Or maybe the whole song.
Yeah, this one was the whole song.
And you were showing it to me in rehearsal room. And I was sort of like playing along with you. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. But then we played it all together, didn't we? And it didn't really work out very well.
No, it wasn't until we cracked like the middle eight was the thing that didn't exist in that initial song that Jess had written. And we knew that what was missing was for it to go somewhere completely different. And it really didn't happen until we just thought, well, we'll record it and it will be fine. We'll figure it out when we start recording it. It was one of those last minute things. And we ended up just like crafting this amazing, well, I'll say, what we loved is like a guitar melody.
You can toot your own horn. You can do that.
Yeah. And but at the time, obviously, we were like, this is amazing. And we were so excited about how
no one's ever made music this way.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, but in all seriousness, I think sometimes if you don't feel like that when you're in the studio, it's unlikely that other people are going to be fussed. You have to feel like you've really achieved like the best you can do. And we definitely felt that, like I say, when we cracked that middle part of the song, the rest of it all fell into place. But okay, let's build to that middle eight that we've crafted. And then the rest of the song made sense, and we got there.
Before we hear it, I just want to ask one more question about it. When you have that issue with music, take this track specifically, and something's not quite working, how obvious is it to you what is missing? Like, how do you discover what that is?
I think one of us will break down about it.
Are you saying you?
I normally, with every song we put out, I have like such a robe with it. I'm like, it's the best song in the world. Then I'm like, what? No, I'll talk to Guy and Steph and Joe, and I'll be like, I really don't think we should put this out. I don't like it. And then you give me the good speech of just like, trust the process. It's going to be really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, with stuff like that, we always know if it's not working, if I have a breakdown, but you guys slightly agree with it, and that we could do something different, or something is missing. So we're normally all on the same.
Like she's overreacting, but she's got a point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be without reason a lot of the time, I think.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
No, don't worry. Everybody doesn't hate you. Right. Okay, let's listen to the track now. This is the live performance of "I'm Sad" by Coach Party. Enjoy.
I think I've been here before, haven't I? Nothing's changed. I like your face, what a shame. I wish I could be stronger and tell you
So we are running a little low on time, but there's one more thing I want to ask you guys about, which is touring. You've announced a pretty extensive tour for later this year, and for this conversation, we're going to operate under the assumption that it's definitely going to happen and nothing unexpected is ever going to come up for the rest of the year, right? So we're going to remain
Right.
optimistic for the rest of this conversation. Are there any places that you're very excited about definitely playing?
Just all of them, because we've not had that
Obviously.
opportunity to do. You know, we really were looking forward to it last year. So every place we go, I'm sure we'll be playing it like it's the last gig ever. We just want to go for it and make them all the best we can do.
Yeah.
I mean, having said that, we are going to Glasgow, which is cool because it's just really far away,
Yeah.
and the Scots are really
It's
cool.
just not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone wants to help us out and buy tickets to come and watch us, it's been a year and a half now. But we got a really
If we were going to be specific though, like I know every venue is going to be, and everybody's feeling the same way, that like every gig that we go to and every gig that you're going to play is going to be like, we're never going to take this for granted ever again. But are there any venues that like maybe that you've been to before as someone who's paying, like that you're playing? Is there anything like that you're very excited about doing?
I think there's we're playing in Bristol. I think it's Thekla. We're playing
No,
there?
the
Look at wrong
Louisiana.
person.
Louisiana.
Yeah.
That's the one I mean. Yeah, I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, I think we're quite excited for Amira as well. Amira. So yeah, that and the Deaf Institute for me in Manchester. Like really love Manchester, so looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think naturally, like the
I
London
will-
date is going to be like something like a bit of a milestone, hopefully for us. That's just how it is, isn't it?
I literally was going to say I will be at the London one, 100%.
Oh,
Great,
man, thank
amazing.
you. See
Thank you.
there.
Thank you.
Definitely, I'll be there. And what can I expect from a Coach Party live show?
Screams.
Yeah, a lot of awkward in between chat. That might seem endearing, but it's actually just me burning up inside.
Guy might throw his sticks away at some point.
Yeah. We've been rehearsing. Well, by the time it happens, we'll have been rehearsing for what? Just under
2 years.
Where are we now?
6 months.
Yeah.
So hopefully, just a good live show.
So it'll be a well-oiled machine by then.
Yeah, well.
I think the London one's one of the last ones for us on that tour as well. So you'd like to hope that, like by that time, we've been playing live every night for like a month or so. So hopefully that one.
You'll have forgotten
be-
that you had a year to prepare for it. By then, you'll just be bored. You'll just be like, yeah, we're...
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
be fuming because we're so hungry.
Well, Coach Party, thank you so much for joining us. You're about to play yourselves out with your song Sweetheart. But before you do, is there anything you'd like to say to everybody or anything you'd like to shout out or add before you go?
Just thanks thanks to you guys for giving us the opportunity to come here, and like hopefully some people have discovered us through this or have come here especially to see us, or or just to follow what you're doing, and which is amazing. Like, we love your show, and it's just an honor to be here, and we're really looking forward to meeting everyone on tour. Hope everyone loves the new EP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We really appreciate it. And
Thank you.
thank you to everyone that's watched this whole time.
Thank you so much for being here, guys. It's been a pleasure to speak to you, and I can't wait to see you actually live, in real life, in person. Definitely. Nothing's going to go wrong. Thank you again for being here. We'll see you soon. This is Sweetheart on the Amazon Music Sessions.
Bye.
This next one is Sweetheart. I won't say I love you today. I'm just not feeling that way. You don't like my dress this short, but I'll wear it that way anyway. Anyway, haven't left my place for weeks after the things you said. Think I'll make myself a cup of tea after I pay the fucking rent. Think I'll shower now. Been an hour now since I woke. Filled out documents in my dressing gown. Now I'm broke. I unfold. Gonna call my old school friends to see if they're sad as well. But I'm certain they won't pick up, 'cause I'm not cool enough for them. I'm cool enough for I feel stupid when I'm at your door and you won't let me leave. I'm embarrassed to be here with you when you just married me. I feel stupid now when I'm in your house. I feel low, counting hours now always put me down. Think I'll go, think I'll go. Brilliant.